Hi, you guys. Glory to God. I am back today. Consistency. Okay, on a good old Friday afternoon. So today I actually had a few things to do, hence me actually being prepared. So I actually just want to talk about something. So in my personal study time last night, where is my Bible at? So in my personal study time last night, I'm going to share this with you guys, and I typically don't share my private Bible study time verses that God gives me for me. But I'm gonna just talk with y'all about this because it's something I've been seeing on the internet. So I just kind of want to like use this to kind of segue maybe into like a small discussion about that other topic as well. Because it's just really this was a timely word to kind of address that situation about what's going on. So the word that I received last night, I read in Judges chapter 17. So just to give you guys like a little breakdown of kind of what was going on here. So basically in this verse, it's basically talking about like worshiping false idols or um, assigning people positions of powers that are not in your right to assign to people. You know what I mean? Um, because God is the only person who can give people the authority to do anything. So in this chapter, so in this chapter, Micah had actually like he stole money from his mom and then he gave it back to her and then she had a piece of art commissioned for him to like put in the house and then also he like assigned somebody to be a priest. And he felt like he was going to be blessed because he assigned a man to be a priest and gave him a place to stay and this and all that and all, whatever, what have you. Um, so I guess like that verse reminds me that number one, that's false idols, right? And then number two is just like, don't be so hasty to try to do something just to get blessed, and then you're stepping outside of the will of God. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't. Feel like a lot of times in the past I have done it. So I'm speaking for myself personally as well. So I'll just speak about myself and just instead of just putting it on everybody else. So in the past, I am the type of person who would have at times done things expecting that I will be blessed for it later, right? Like giving with an expectant heart, which means that you are not giving in a spirit of generosity, which is not God's will for our life. Okay. So yeah, let's just talk about that. Let's sit that there, let that marinate for a little bit. If you are giving with an expectant heart, honey, then you need to correct that heart posture and correct it quickly because that's not of God. that's and that's not to convict anybody else. I had to correct myself when I was doing this because that's just not, like I said, that's not in the spirit of God. That's not how you're supposed to give. You give and you give freely, with zero expectation, not because oh maybe I'll get blessed later or God's throwing up a blessing for me because I gave this money. Give because that's what you want to do. What's in your heart. It's that simple. If God put it on your heart to give to that person, give to that person. Don't give to somebody because oh yeah it looks good in front of skirt. No, Buki, but don't do that. Don't do it. So yeah, so that's one thing. And then the false idols. So for me, speak on myself personally again. So one of the idols I have like built in my life a lot is like this idea of like the a family, right? This ideal perfect family, which consists of like a traditional family, right? That has been historically perpetuated throughout history where the two people come together, you know, they marry, they have a kid, and then they're a family unit. That's my idol. I'm gonna just be honest. That's what it is. And so I had to in my life. I made a lot of decisions with that idol at the center, the epicenter of my whole entire being. And it's like that's a really dangerous place to be at because once again, doing stuff like that can move you very quickly outside of the will of God and what He has for your life. And I had to learn that quickly last year, quickly. But it's okay. You live and you learn. So yeah, that is one of my idols. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and address something else. So I feel like the false idol thing comes into play here with the other topic I want to talk about because I see a lot of people right now tearing down B Simone. And I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. I feel like a lot of people are judging B Simone because she reminds them of themselves, right? So I feel like a lot of Christians, myself included, because I'm not gonna like sit up here and be a pot call the kettle black. This doesn't make sense. So I feel like a lot of times we are kind of judgmental as Christians. And it's because we are so hell bent on like upholding God's principles, but we don't want to acknowledge the ones that we're not upholding. Let's talk about it. Because none of us are perfect at all. And if we had achieved perfection in any way, shape, or form, maybe we would not be here whatsoever. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people are just tearing her down for maybe not necessarily having the language to articulate some of the things that she wanted to say to the point where it sounds extremely condescending. But really what she's doing is putting down the old self, her old version of self. And I think a lot of people hate that even more, because maybe they're still there. You know what I mean? And that can be a very uncomfortable thing to hear somebody call out something that they used to do that you're still doing. You can feel quite attacked because what they say, a hit dog will holler. So yeah, let's just make sure that going into 2025, we are not the hit dogs that are hollering. And if you feel attacked by something, you need to check your own heart. Okay, that's first and foremost. So yeah, that's just my little TED talk for today, and that's all I wanted to talk about. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk to y'all later. Leave me something down in the comments if you feel like you want to share, like you want to have a conversation or what have you. But in the meantime, in between time, peace out.